Hey guys, I just wanted to welcome you to my first tutorial. This is created to help people that are trying to get into multiplayer Arma 2 but just really don't have a clue what's going on, because it's not like a straight up console shooter that gives you everything in front of your face that gives you what to do. So when you first spawn in on a Domination server, you're presented with a list of roles. Your roles decide on what your special abilities are, what type of weapons you can carry, how much you can carry, and so forth. So you want to stay within the role, and you want to pick a loadout that is conducive to your role. Now, thing about Domination is it's a sequential taking of towns. So you get missions, you also get side missions, and every advancement either on a side mission or through taking of a town in order provides your side of the army. To provide your side with more vehicles and more weapon platforms, like a helicopter, M1 Abrams, and so forth. This is just the basics of Domination, just so you know what to do once you get into it. First thing you want to do is you want to pick a loadout that is in line with your role. You don't want to have an engineer carrying around a heavy machine gun. They'll be limited on what they can perform. Engineers are very important to the game because they can repair wrecks. You get a finite amount of vehicles and MHQs, and if these get destroyed or damaged, you need to have an engineer to be able to repair them. Once you get your loadout, there's several ways of getting to the battle area. First thing you have to do is find out where you're fighting. This is done through several different maps. First, primarily, is your main map, and second is a teleport map. You find there's a flagpole right there at the base, and by clicking on your action button, you will be able to see where you can move to. First, we got to find out where we're fighting. In this little tiny map, it's kind of hard to tell where we're at. So you switch to the larger view map, and the red circle is where we're attacking. You want to get there in one of three ways. You need to eliminate all the insurgents or all the enemy within inside that red circle. You need to also take care of a primary objective, such as destroying a building, a vehicle, assassinating somebody. But the missions will tell you what you need to do. But you need to clear all the enemy out of that red circle. There are several camps inside that circle, which if you take those camps in a very Battlefield 2 way, if you take those camps, you'll be able to spawn back at those camps. This is a picture of your base when you first start out. You will see that there's several repair facilities. If helicopters get damaged, vehicles get damaged, they can be towed back in with heavy lift helicopters to these areas and they get repaired. It's pretty straightforward, but you know, that's more of an advanced type of operations. Normally somebody is flying a heavy lift helicopter, which is bringing back wrecks, towing wrecks back into base, and repairing them. This is also where your special vehicles will show up. This is where you can load ammo boxes into the MHQ, and the MHQ is very, very important as your primary vehicle. You want to get that close enough to the battle to be able to allow other players to spawn into the game onto the MHQ once it's deployed. Now the MHQ can be driven, flown, towed to the battle. I've moved one out of the base, not really into the center of the battle, just to show you how teleportation goes. You look at the flagpole, and it'll show you where the MHQs are by clicking on them. By clicking on one that's near the red circle will allow you to teleport to that area. I've moved one right outside of the base just to show you how this works. You click on the MHQ1. It's nowhere near the battle, but it's just right outside the base. It doesn't really matter, I just want to show you how this all operates. And then you hit teleport, and then you'll spawn at your MHQ. Now once you're at the MHQ, there's also you can create motorcycles and bicycles at the MHQ to get you even closer to the battle. You go up to the back of the MHQ, pull down your action menu, select what you want. In this case, I created a motorcycle, and there's my bike. I can then just drive this where I want to get, you know, to fine-tune your position within inside the Another way of getting an MHQ to the battle zone is to have a heavy lift helicopter that's capable of carrying an MHQ, literally latch onto it with a cable and fly it to the battle. And one thing you have to be careful is when you're flying an MHQ into the battle, there are roaming enemy. They have anti-aircraft, they have small arms file, they can pretty much be about anywhere. So any gunners you have on the helo want to take a careful eye out when you're watching the radar to see if you pick up any type of enemy with on the radar. As you look on this radar here, I've got ground forces taking pot shots at me while I'm trying to get the MHQ closer to the battle. I'm going to get shot down here because I just don't have, there's a lot of anti-aircraft in the village. The third way of getting to the battle is by paradropping into it. Once a town has been taken, another flagpole will be appear within the town that you've just taken. That'll also allow you to do this, basically the same thing. Operators get a parachute pack right from the very beginning. Depending on your role, you may or may not have a parachute, so you always want to check. Clicking on the flagpole, clicking on where you want to drop in, will drop you out of a virtual dropship. Once you get closer to the ground, deploy your chute and you're ready to go. As you're floating down, it's also very good to keep your eyes and ears open for the enemy or on the ground, changing your position. I kind of like to land not quite in a valley, not quite on a hilltop. I like to be halfway up and down so I could see where the best positions to get to. But I'm heading to a little bit of trees here. The beauty of Domination is you can, if you know what you're doing, you can get into battle quickly. It's one of the best large-scale games out there you can play. They'll get you into the battle. The primary objective you want to do is to take out the radio tower in any town. This is done through satchel charges. When the enemy doesn't have the radio tower, they cannot no longer call in any type of reinforcements. So I hope you enjoy Arma 2. I hope you this helps out a little bit, so you just know you can get into battle anytime you want. Take care. Later.